Arbor Day is typically a day set aside for schools, civic organizations, and various other municipal entities to reflect on the importance of trees in cities, states, and the nation as a whole. This year, the city used it as an opportunity to celebrate Southfield Parks and Recreation's longtime commitment to planting trees that enhance environmental conditions.
And we all know the benefits of trees and shade, the oxygen that they provide and the CO2 that they remove. We have a woodlands and a wetlands ordinance. We're very concerned about our environment for a long, long time. And as you know, we have some outstanding nature preserves. We are presenting this plaque to the Parks and Rec, and it's presented on this day, April 30th, 2021, by Mayor Kenson Siver and the Southfield Forestry Department recognized Southfield Parks and Recreation Senior Services in celebrating Arbor Day in the city of Southfield, Tree City, USA. You may applaud.
Environmental stewardship has long been a priority for City of Southfield leadership. To keep track of various environmental enhancement efforts, visit cityofsouthfield.com. For 60 years, the Corvette has been a staple of General Motors' product offerings that has ignited the passion of car lovers worldwide. A local enthusiast club recently held an event that married a celebration of the modern-day icon with community awareness around a good cause.
We have our first annual Blessing of the Vets. I'm the president of the club. We have invited several Southeast Michigan vet clubs out for this very special first-time Blessing of the Corvettes.
So the Corvette clubs are always very supportive of the police department. As you know, recently when we had our domestic violence march, they were one of our key sponsors, key supporters. Also, when we did our Christmas giveaways. So I keep talking about community partnerships and giving back. And that's what the Corvette Club does. All the clubs all have one single purpose, is to give back to the communities.
There was a community awareness component to the event as the Roadmasters worked with local organizations to raise awareness about domestic violence, an issue that has grown more prevalent during the age of COVID.
The Roadmasters has been supporting the Southfield Domestic Violence Group ever since we were introduced, and they've been at all our events. They've been a great community partner. They believe in the village theory of that we all have to help each other and stay together. And I love the fact that they put this group together and they picked Southfield a place to be the blessing on this group, which was established in 2019. Since we're in the pandemic, we've been busier than ever. Our calls are increasing. There are a lot of people still involved with this, even more so. Right now, we're in the need of funding. We're in the need of people reaching out. We're in the need of people not being afraid to call and tell them when there's something wrong. We need people who are in those situations to reach out because the services are here available, and that's what we're here for.
For Corvette owners, the event was a great platform on which to reflect on how their love of Corvette started, as well as to build camaraderie and see how other owners were accessorizing their vehicles.
Well, I've always been a car lover. You know, I mean, I really love the 50s and 60s cars, anything with the motor kind of a thing. What I've found is it brings people together. They get to sit around, talk about their cars and so forth. And what I found is a lot of people are into doing back to the community, giving back with a lot of these cars. So anytime you can get a bunch of positive people together, talk about their cars, especially during COVID, just to remind them, you got to be careful. I know that you've been cooped up in the house for a year, but you got to remember to be safe. When you're out there, and to give back. This is about giving back and enjoying the community.
While the event brought together area Corvette lovers, it also put a heavy emphasis on motor vehicle safety, a point that organizers hope would be a major takeaway for attendees.
This idea come up for safety, just to help the community and let them know that we are out here with safety first. Safety first. Even though we're driving nice, beautiful cars, but we are safe. And we want the community to know that when you see a Corvette, they're not out here driving to make you unsafe. We are a safe group of guys and girls that's driving these Corvettes, and they fast, they sound good, but we are safe.
To learn more about the Roadmasters Vet Club, visit roadmastersvetclub.com. In lieu of national headlines regarding police brutality, there has been an increased focus on improving relationships between youth and public safety personnel through greater engagement and conversation. The City of Southfield Police Department recently hosted an event dubbed The Basics of Traffic Safety, designed to educate area youth and adults on what to do when stopped by police while also looking to establish rapport between young people and public safety professionals.
So we're calling this The Basics of Traffic Safety. That way our youth understands how to interact with the police department if pulled over or involved in any type of police-citizen interaction. We're also teaching our youth how to respond if you find yourself involved in an accident or in a situation where you may be confronted with a road rage. So just getting to know our youth, establishing these relationships. As you see, the parents are involved and we're having meaningful dialogue with our youth.
To help reinforce the finer points on what to do when stopped by public safety personnel, Southfield Police have conceptualized a card that helps residents get a basic understanding of police encounters.
So the Southfield Police Department, we've established a card that gives you the basic understanding of police encounters, where the first side of the card is entitled what to do if you stop by a police officer. The reverse side of the card is what your rights and responsibilities are. And so we hope that that information translated to our community will give them the tools that they need. So let's say you stopped by a police officer. We ask first, turn your radio down, keep your hands on the steering wheel where they're visible. When officer approach, the officer is going to ask you for your license, registration, and insurance. So have those informations readily available. And so the officer will give you instructions, follow those instructions. If you have concerns about how you're treated, you have rights, and those rights are to ask for a supervisor to respond to that scene and lodge your complaint. So these are just a couple of tips I want to provide to the community. But again, the card that I mentioned is available in the station lobby, and we're giving a bunch of them away today at this event.
Sandra Marshall, a devoted wife, mother, grandmother, and friend. Ada Louise Newby Kane, dedicated Southfield resident and seamstress. James A. Sutton, a Hall of Famer.
The COVID global pandemic has been responsible for over 3 million deaths worldwide and nearly 300 deaths in the city of Southfield. As things have begun to turn the corner as those numbers afflicted with the virus declines, thoughts have turned towards memorializing those who lost their lives. Southfield recently created a formal memorial tribute on the municipal campus front lawn to honor lost friends and community members.
Well, we're having people come out with a candlelight vigil. As it gets darker, all of the candles that you see out here will start glowing. And we are going to be reading the names of each of the persons, and we'll ring a bell following that.
Special care and thought went into the installation of multicolored flags, which was especially poignant as they serve as a symbol of the lives lost as well as carry additional meaning.
People have asked about the flags, and we were looking for something to symbolize those lives. And we took multicolored flags because we wanted to represent the diversity of our community. But also the flags catch the wind, and that is life floating by.
Residents and community leaders were thankful that the city has a special tribute to the lives lost to COVID as it continues to maintain vigilance as the pandemic begins to wind down.
I am so thankful that we have gathered together not only to commemorate, but just to show the love and the appreciation for one another in our city. We take pause, we pray, and we remember. The lights that will illuminate later on this evening and on the building is a reminder to say that this little light that shined will shine on forever in our hearts and in our city as well. But more importantly, we just give you the appreciation, the love that we want to show to all of you that we care, we love, and we will remember.
To learn more about the city's ongoing efforts to honor those lost to the COVID pandemic, visit cityofsouthfield.com. The Southfield Police Department recently hosted its annual Police Memorial Service, which looks to commemorate all law enforcement officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty, but especially so for Southfield police officers Donald Harding and James McMahon, who died decades ago. This year's event featured an extra special caveat, a newly unveiled Southfield Police Memorial Wall which forever immortalizes the fallen officers.
As I mentioned, there's one of two special presentations today. The next one will be how this police department ensures that Officer Harding and McMahon are never forgotten. And so when I arrived to the Southfield Police Department, what I realized there was something missing. And what was missing was a memorial wall that should be forever placed in our station lobby. Well, today, that day has come where Officer McMahon and Harding will be forever inscribed in the station lobby of the Southfield Police Department.
Also of special significance was the presentation of the Southfield Police Chief Challenge Coin, an award presented to friends and families of the fallen officers that recognizes their civic efforts of excellence in supporting law enforcement.
This is one of two special presentations from this police department to the family and friends of Officer McMahon for this 50th year anniversary. I will be presenting you all with a Southfield Police Chief Challenge Coin, specifically designed to recognize those who we consider to be of excellence. And so this police chief does not just hand these out. If I hand these out, that means we're honoring family, friends who really deserve it. And today, you all deserve it. So it's the Southfield Police badge with the chief's signature, 4 stars, which is what the chief wears on his collar. On the back of the coin, Southfield Police, and also the skyline for the city of Southfield. And then specifically to you all, the designation for Award of Excellence for Officer McMahon, 50th anniversary, and all the family and friends in attendance.
The department also recognized the efforts of county-level law enforcement as it presented a Southfield Police Challenge Coin to Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald, who was on hand for the memorial.
Thank you. It's just an honor to be here. This department and these officers and this chief is an excellent, I believe, example of what we want in our law enforcement today. We are blessed, I believe, to have this police department as well as, candidly, the whole county. We really do have great law enforcement. And as a prosecutor, we want to work with law enforcement, support law enforcement, but as you all know, it's a tough time to be in law enforcement. And it's really inspiring to me to see the community and this police department work together to bring needed change. Sounds like you've already done that. But I'm just really thankful to be here, and I'm really thankful for these officers. And lastly, and the most importantly, I'm so glad to be here and let you know that for the officers that we are honoring today, that they made the ultimate sacrifice, and the Oakland County Prosecutor thanks them, and I know my office does as well, and thank you.
City leadership also recognized the value of the event and of Southfield officers who put their lives on the line daily to ensure that the city is a safe place to live and work in.
So as we dedicate this memorial wall and remember the 2 officers who gave their lives in the line of duty, I'd like to take time to remember all of those who have given their lives protecting us, who risk their lives each and every day. You get up, walk out your door, don't know how you're going to return home, just with a hope and a prayer that you return the way that you've left. For that, I want to say thank you. And I want to say thank you to the families for allowing them to work and know that we have their back and we have yours. We are in support of our Southfield police officers, 100%. And as the leader of the council here in the city of Southfield, the city council supports our Southfield police. So thank you again for allowing your family member to serve our Southfield community. Thank you.
To learn more about the Police Memorial Tribute or various other initiatives from the Southfield Police Department, visit cityofsouthfield.com or call 248-796-5500.